So then, hopefully you can hear me fine and I'm just not too quiet. So I'm going to look at a tool today called Sky4Sim. I keep calling it all sorts of stuff that's different, but and I've forgotten to 1 minute. What does my banner say? Just fly. No, we're gonna have to change the banner. Give me a second. Right then. I thought I did this, but I didn't. So let's just go and do that. Right then. So yeah, so we're looking at this tool and called Sky4Sim, and what it does, it adds like an iPad in your in the cockpit, and what you can do is it's got like a moving map on it and things, so that's quite good. Let me just tweak this slightly. We'll call it Sky4Sim pad. There we go, and then getting there. I do apologise for this. I always do this. I always forget to update something before I stream, but anyway. Almost there. Alright. There we go. Let's just save that. Yeah. I'm just going to switch scenes for a minute. Good say. No. For some reason it hasn't liked what I'm it's cached. Oh, there we go. There we go. I've done it now. I couldn't find the button. Now I found the button. There we go. Right. So now we can try and start again. So now I might have to stop and pause if my lenses start steaming up, but hopefully we won't need to do that. So I'm going in. Oh, 1 minute. I've got pixel density on my on my thing. It's all happening. It's all happening. There we go. Right. There we go. That's much better. Right. So I've got my chat down there, which you could probably see. I'm just gonna tweak this slightly. I'm going to put my headphones on. And so, this is it. Now, I'm very hot because I've been running around like a madhead. So, I might have to stop and wipe my lenses if they get a bit too steamed up, which they might do, because they're already kind of steaming up at the minute. So, when you install it, we're in the 152, just at East Midlands at the minute. And when you first load it up, when you install it, you get this up here. I don't know if you can see that, but the Sky4Sim in the top menu. When you click that, you kind of get the pad load up in front of you. Now you can put this anywhere. It's a bit like your your VFR map. I'm kind of purposely making it big, but what we'll do is we'll just move that to let's just leave it there for a minute, and we'll click continue. Now, as you can see, there's a map. Now, I'm kind of careful with this, so when I'm not in VR, this works absolutely brilliantly. Like, you can zoom in and out nicely, but when you're in VR, there's a bit of a lag. you can get that view as well, which is pretty cool. I quite like, you got night view and you got this view, and I quite like that view. We're going to turn the plane, you can have it so it follows the plane, and we can zoom out a little bit. There we go, we'll zoom out to there. And then if you click this button, if you click that button, it goes to the map. Click that button, it goes to the main menu, and you can get to the map from here. You can go to airports as well. So say if you wanted, if we didn't know anything about East Midlands, you can tap that in there, press enter, and it pops up with how many feet you are, EGNX, obviously the weather. This is what I'm going to use it for mostly, is the weather, because I always get fed up of trying to program the altimeter using the radio, like, you know, listening to ATIS. Because if you're in an airport where you haven't got ATIS, it's a bit fiddly, and I just don't have time to do that. So this is useful. It also gives you the wind, so you can tell from the runways what runway you're going to be on. So 90 is 90 degrees. I'm sure that is 090, isn't it? Yeah. So we already have a 09, which is what runway we're going to be in. And you just scroll using your mouse wheel. You got tower and ATIS as well. So if you did want to tune on them, you can. It looks like you've also got the ILS frequencies, or some sort of frequency there. I didn't know East Midlands had ILS, but maybe that is ILS. And then you've just got a picture above it there. So you got some general stuff, general information there, which is quite cool. You've got the runways. It tells you lights, pappy. Yeah. Not probably useful for some, but it's good to see. Probably the length is good, because you can then work out whether your plane can land there or not. Comms, obviously you've got ATIS, tower, ground, approach. I think that's meant to be approach. So ILS, yeah, it has got ILS apparently. So these are your ILS details, which is pretty cool. And then you've got the meta weather, and that is actually decoded as well. So yep, 090, 90 degrees, and then broken clouds at 2,200 feet by the looks of it. Yeah, so that's that, and it's pretty useful for that. And then what you can do, I haven't done this, but I need to do it. So you can actually press V, just like your moving map, and then you can get rid of the menu, and V will display it and hide it, which is useful. So, oh, it's getting confused now. I need to, it's getting confused. Damn it. Right, so I think I've got a shortcut key for VFR map, which I need to get rid of. Let's just press V again, close the map. I think I've got a way of doing that, actually, because if I get rid of that one, then that probably won't do that. Yeah, it won't do that. And because I put VV in there, backspace, right. Let's just go back to how it was. I was putting V in there. So, oops. Putting V in there. EGNX. I know it's already loaded, but we'll load it anyway. Right, so 30.36. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this in my VR. But nope, so I'm going to have to just tweak one of my settings. Apologies. So assistance options, I think it is. So I only ever have it's not on this one. I think it's in this one. Oops. It's not flying tips. It's what is it? I think it is in one of these. General options. Is it in general options? I can't remember. Is it MISC? Data? Accessibility? Menu tooltips. Potentially. Instrument name tooltips. That's the one. And the reason why we do that is because it's a little bit blurry. But what we can do is hover over the altimeter in a minute. Is that doing that? Oh. It used to pop up with the actual value. That's very annoying. It used to do that. Why is it not doing that? General options. It used to do that. I'm sure it did. And now I've completely forgot where it was. Was it in there? Well, that's a shame. I'll have to figure out how that's changed. Oh, what a shame. I don't really want to change that because that could be a problem. Anyway, that is so annoying. Anyway, let's look as close as we can and see where we can figure out. Take a wall. Do you know what? I'm just going to cheat, but when I figure that out, there we go. When I figure that out, I'm going to work that out and get that displayed. I'm going to have to give my lenses a quick wipe. So I was doing a lot of running around. Done a lot of running around before. So my yoke is now working, rudder pedals are working. Yeah, all this is good. I'm happy about that. Right. So just throw my keyboard off the thing, that's great. So what we can look at, let's say we just touch that. We know what the runways are, so 09, and we've got real wind, which is 90090, which is the runway 09, which is good. So we're gonna go for runway 09. So yeah, and I think we head that way. So we're gonna go that way. I could have swore you can hide the yoke in this bloody plane. But do you think I can get the click spot? Not a chance. Right, so parking brakes on. This little thing needs to go on. That's going to go forward. Crack the throttle. Beacon on. And do from there. What's this round? That's it. The RPM's above 1,000, which is good. Lean the mixture. Right. Some of our nav lights on. So nav lights we'll put on taxi lights because we're going to be going soon. It's on 7,000 with VFR in at the minute. everything else is good, I think. Oh, bit of a lag there, that was. Right, so we're going to go to the... We're going to taxi... We haven't gone pushback, so what we're going to do is we're going to taxi the opposite direction. Now, I haven't got a plan. I'm just going to take off and have a little mosey around. And the weather is actually really good. The weather is really good considering today has been really cloudy, because I live, actually maybe I can go to where I live. I might be able to find that out. What we'll do is when we get to the hold, we'll have a look, see whether we can plug in just a waypoint, because you can put in a flight plan. Now I don't know how to do it. I've not read the manual, which isn't probably the best thing to do, is it? But right, so runway 9 is we're going to be turning out to the right and taking off in that general direction. So we should be okay just to cross this here and go to that hold there. Let's just make sure we're good to go. So let's turn away from the hold. Okay, keep them RPMs up. Right, what we're going to do is put the parking brake back on. Have a look at this again now. We're good. What you can go up that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to map. Now the map did lag a little bit when I was using this before, so I'm hoping it's not going to be that bad. So I live south. Okay. 442. Okay, I live down here somewhere, so let's just... Oh, where do I live? Where do I live? Oh, I live further up. There we go. So, I live around about here. So I've put in a dot. And I don't know what that means, but let's go back and let's go to flight plan, right? Now in here you can create a flight plan, you can open it, save it, whatever, right? And what you kind of want to do is you can go EG and X is our departure. So we'll do that, select that and press departure. What happens if we set that to our arrival? But then we also want to add in. Oh, so that's there. It's put me back to there. Okay. Let's go down this road here. Adjust there. Perfect. So we've actually got a line there that we can use. It tells you distance and also the direction we want to go to. So when we take off, we're going to go to 245, and if we click this button, it obviously follows the plane. So let's use this and see whether we can get over around by my house. Cool. So we won't keep it open, but we will just use it every now and again. Right, so put the RPMs, hold the brakes, put the RPMs up to 2000. We don't need the brakes on. Oh, yeah, we do. Oh no, we don't. It didn't register. But what we're going to do is we're going to check the magnetos. There should be a little drop. Should go back up to normal. Okay. And then can pull the carpet, get a drop in RPM, pop it back in, increasing RPM, back to idle. I'll do one notch of flaps as well. All the flaps are good. And we want strobes on, landing lights, turn the taxi lights off, put veto heat on, altitude reporting, so oops, there we go. So there we go, we're on the move. Nothing's on the way, which it isn't. So we're runway 09, which is to the right. Okay. So hold the brakes for a minute. RPM's up a little bit. In a minute. So we get the speed, go up to about 60, start pulling back. Perfect. Flaps up. What we're going to do is just going to load in the map again, and as you can see we're kind of following this. Now we can resize that by the way, but I quite like that. And then we're going to turn to the right. We're going to do a right hand circuit and then come back on ourselves to follow the route. East Midlands over there, look. Mosey on out this way. I'm going to climb a little bit higher than that, but so I could do it a little bit smaller. I could resize this a little bit. Out a little bit. This is where the map is a bit funny, but. And what we can do is move that down by your feet there. So we can look down at it. We want to. So that's Donington racetrack. I'll say this every time I'll take off from East Midlands, but yeah, there it is. So what we could do, I mean, if we just go to the left a little bit. If you look just there, that is there, the M42, or the A42, right ahead of us. So we'll just head that way. That's the motorway. And what you find with VR sometimes is you get excuse me, you get sometimes with the text you can get blurriness, and in all honesty, I mean, when with this map, it really isn't that bad, you know, because you can resize it as well. If you really want it a bit bigger, you can. Alright, so this is the M42. What we'll do is we won't follow the blue line, we'll try and follow this road, and then we'll use the map to basically then find the A444, which unfortunately might not be as clear as the A42 and 42, so we'll see. This next one, but I don't think it is. So the next one coming up, the next big road on the going towards the right is the A511, and that is a road that I used to go up and down when I lived in Woodville. So coming up to it, there should be a big island. That could be the island just there. Just look out the window. Yeah, that's the island. So this down here is the A511. We could go that way, but we'll go a different way. We'll go the easier way, because that is the A511. We're going to carry on down the motorway, and then we're going to go down the A444 instead. So this is what this is useful for. If you've got a moving map, you can actually turn off the plane symbol as well, and you can stop it from following the plane. So you could just use it as a map and then work out where you are. But I quite like the moving map feature. If you're not doing this in VR as well, you can actually not necessarily. You don't have to turn it on in the sim like I have today. You can actually load it up in a separate browser window, so you can open it up on a browser, which means then you'll be able to have it in a browser on your secondary monitor maybe. So yeah, but it's good that it's built in and you can do it. I mean, it's a bit laggy in VR when I move the map, if I drag and move the map, but just using it as a moving map, it seems to work pretty nice. Quite low to the ground. Now there is a bug in VR at the moment, which is the menu button. How I've got this open, the menu button you can't click in VR at the moment, which means you can't open your panel windows. And the way I've got over that is by downloading the beta version of the sim. So coming down now, straight on the left field, we're going to be doing a right hand turn when we get to the junction. Now let's stick with the motorway for a minute. Just going to go over towards that general direction. And I thought I'd go in the 152 because the 152 is it's actually very slow, and also it doesn't have a GPS, so that's Garmin. Now we've got to look for, so kind of like if we look for a road, now that kind of looks like a main road, but so this would be the island, and backtracking is where we need to be, so let's just turn around a slight, see if we can pick up that road that we just oh, we've gone the wrong, oh no we haven't gone the wrong way. I thought we'd gone the wrong way, but we haven't. So I don't know what that building is down there, it's probably just a farm, but yeah, this road here I believe is the 444, yeah. So let's go to the other side of the 444 so we can look out this window rather than that window. Excuse me. And I'm not sure, this is a bit weird, I don't remember this bit at all, but can we go to the left? I think we do. I can't remember that bit. Oh, and then it goes to the right, yeah. Because down there, those two buildings down there, one's called the Cricket's Inn, and that's a really nice pub. So I know where we are now, and then we do a shifty to the right, and then just venture off down the road there. And as you can see, the map, very useful. Very useful. Now we've got to keep going down here until we get to a really big island, and that lake over there is what lake is that? I can't remember what it's called. I think it's no, it's not Oversill. Is it Oversill? Oversill Lake, I think. It's got some lovely walks all the way around that lake. And then the quarry that was next to it, they're actually redoing that, so that's also becoming another lake and Greenland for like wildlife and where people can walk. So still tracking the 444. We have come to an island, but I don't think this is the island that we want to be turning off on. How come I don't remember that? I think it probably was, but so there's the big island. Ah, here we go. So this road here going to the right on that island, we follow that down. On that island there, the small one, is the Drum and Monkey. The next island is my doctor's, so that car park is my doctor's and the Sainsbury's, and we follow this around to the last island, which is just there. Now I'm going to do a left-hand turn. I'm kind of going to go all the way around. Now the funny thing is, I've put the marker on Church Gresley, but actually I've used the roads to find where I live, you know. I don't have a clue what they are, but so we'll keep turning. This is the 444 still, but we turn off on the 444. Right then. So right, so I don't know if you can see that bit of grass with the white circle in it. Now just up the road is where I live. So I'm literally flying over my house right now, which is pretty cool. And I can see my car. I can see my white car. Right. So that's fun. And going back to the map here. Obviously you can then go, I've not tried any of this, so we can go into here. And I think you can tick it off. So you can say like, I've done that leg, and you can tick it off, which which is cool. You've got a stopwatch, so you can count it as well. You can put target speeds. Just trying to fly as well as do this, so let's just pause that, rewind it. There you go, and we'll go. I'm not sure whether we can do this, but let's go create. So we'll set that as departure. Oh, I've already set. I'm not too sure how this actually works. So if I'm already in the air, how does that work? Oh, we're dive bombing. I thought I could do the engine kind of sounding a bit weird. Right, let's set that as departure. Then B, enter. Set that. There we go. Right, and it kind of gives you the altitude. If you used to go direct, what altitude you need to be at. So what we can do now is go back to the map, and we're bloody miles away. So God knows where we're meant to be going. So let's try and zoom out, and we actually want to go to the right, and then all the way around. So it's good. It's good for when a plane hasn't got a Garmin and you want to be lazy, you know. You know, if you don't want to do absolute true VFR where you're looking out the window and recognising roads, then you know it's quite a good tool just to do that. So let's just venture off to the left. We'll climb a bit because we've got a while to go. Funny enough, we're not too far from where my old house used to be, in Woodville. It's just over there actually. So yeah, Woodville is just a load of them buildings down there. Excuse the coughing, by the way. I've recently had a cold. Took loads of tests, so I knew it weren't COVID. But I've recently had a cold, and I'm only just really getting over it. It's still on my chest, so I'm still coughing away like a raving lunatic. So I've got the Christmas lights on, as you can see in the stream. It's that wonderful time of year. Love Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody if I don't see you. I'm not sure I'm going to be streaming next week. We'll have to see. This is great. I love it. And you can zoom in more, and it uses the Bing maps to be able to, you know, it uses Bing maps, and what that will mean is it will match identically what's in your sim, because the sim uses Bing maps as well, so that's handy. That out there, I don't even know what that is. I've just touched my rudder pedal. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Very strange. But it is a really good tool. Really good tool. And I'm looking forward actually, because I don't know if he's released a video yet, but Dreams of Wings, Rob, He's been given access to a new like bush flying plane from Orbex. It's not from Orbex. You can get it from Orbex, but I think it's a different company. I can't remember the company's name off the top of my head. And I would Google it. However, I'm in the headset and also that ain't happening. But it's like a cub, but it's got some static elements, I think, which has got like a tent that you could basically pretend to land and camp, which would be pretty cool. I don't know what other features there are, but it does look pretty cool. We go by Appleby Magna, and just down here, not too far away from Appleby Magna, I think it's more south, there's actually Twycross Zoo. I've never flown over Twycross Zoo, but I don't think you'd be able to see. It'd look weird anyway. I don't think you could see anything, you know, zoo-like. You won't see any tigers or lions. They don't have any lions actually. I think they just have a few tigers. Got loads of monkeys. Excuse me. Yeah, they're well known for their monkeys. So I say, if you don't want the map open all the time, you can press B and you can hide it and then press B again, it will open it up again. Similar to the VFR map, it uses the same shortcut. And when we land, I'll show you a few extra features that are more to do with the settings of the tool, which is pretty cool because you can change a few things, which is good because it gives you a little bit of personal preference. Where are we? So the whole trip is 27 nautical miles this to Birmingham, which that's the M42 again, which we're kind of following. It does go to Birmingham actually. The M42 goes almost into Birmingham, but then it changes into the M6. We could follow it and see where we go from there. Let's do that, because I think that'd be really fascinating. Because where it goes onto the M6, it's actually what they call Spaghetti Junction, and there's just like loads of roads and everything. It's quite crazy to drive, but as long as you get in the right lane, you're pretty sound. You're pretty safe. Yeah, so we're just gonna head on down. This is like the slowest plane in the world, but it's good. The weather's a bit crazy because it's so cloudy. It's quite misty, and the sun off the clouds is quite. See that over there? Looks a bit misty, doesn't it? I'm hoping it doesn't get misty because I don't want that to happen. So we'll just follow the M42. Gasping for a drink. I've got a drink somewhere, but obviously I don't want to take all my gear off just to have a quick drink. The one thing I haven't done, so since I got my new internet, I haven't turned on the photogrammetry functionality, so I don't know whether it was because of my internet or whether the servers can't push out the data fast enough. But I used to get like sludgy buildings and all sorts. I don't know how that would look now. Might be something I might try. So we'll just come up to Polesworth and Wilnecote, and we'll be heading down to Kingsbury, which is where Kingsbury Water Park is. And when I say water park, it literally is just a it's like lakes and stuff. Very nice walks. I'm hoping, yeah. So Tamworth is just on our right, so over that kind of general direction is Tamworth. Excuse me. I want to wish Lewis good luck. He's currently moving house, and he's probably all moved in now with boxes everywhere, but I just want to wish him luck and settling, and him and his family settling nicely for Christmas. So fingers crossed that happens. So just keep on going to the south. Wait, it's a bit funny now because there's going to be roads all over the shop. So in a little while, there's the M42 changes from a 2-lane into like a 4-lane, and then yeah, it breaks off onto the M6. So I don't think it can't be that far now. Excuse me. So I think all this like water down there, I think that's the Kingsbury Water Park. All that down that side as well, look. So see the M6 toll. I can see the M6 on there, so let's just stick to 2,000 feet. It's a shame that the sun's kind of glaring because you can't see that far in the distance. Like if I was going that direction, it'd be brilliant, but going directly to the sun. I need to figure out how to display the tooltips again, because I only need it for the altimeter in VR, because you just can't, because the numbers are so small. I mean, I can work out that's 1025 and 1030, but 30 decimal 3 or something. I mean, you know, it's a it's a challenge. It's a challenge. So, what we can do is we're almost at Birmingham, look. We're going to follow the road. It's a big island there. So we've not quite merged. I want to see if I can find the Spaghetti Junction, because that isn't Spaghetti Junction, that one there. I used to get off that one to go to Lee Hall, which was a little bit further that way, I think. And yeah, you basically follow the road next to the motorway. Yeah, and that was to go to my work when I was my first ever job. Hey up, Phil, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Can you see the Sky4Sim? Hope so. So there's a few elevation issues with the bridges and stuff there. So this is where it goes into a 4-lane, I think. And then a little bit further down we're going to probably split and go onto the M6. Yeah, I don't know what it would give me though, mate. Instead of Bing Maps, I don't know what it would give me. I know it's a bit more sharp. It looked a bit more sharper, didn't it? But right, so okay, so this is where the M6, you come off there, and then it splits. So if you carry on straight, that's the M42 or the M4. No, it's the M42. But when you come off and the M6 up there. So funny enough, Lee Hall is over that way, somewhere over there, I think. But anyway, so we go up the ramp, over the bridge, and then this motorway. So if I carried on following that motorway going up there, that's the M42, I believe. And then this one, I believe, is the M6. No, I think I'm still following the M42. It's hard to work out the roads. So, where are you, M6? I thought that was the M6. Give me a second. My map reading skill's wonderful, isn't it? Okay, so I've got to go up there. Yeah, I've gone in the wrong direction because I've got to follow the M42. So there's so many big roads, but I follow the M42 and I wanted to follow the M6. So what we'll do is we'll backtrack, and then we'll head out. Yeah, because you come off the M42 and it kind of like turns back on itself almost. You kind of go around a big bend. And obviously when you're driving it, it's slightly different. But visually from the air, you can't... It's hard to see what that's doing. So, yeah, that's the M6 now. Which is strange because I don't really remember... So you join in there. It must be further back then, but this is the M6 now, and we're kind of venturing off. Now we could just go to Birmingham because just there, look, that's Birmingham Airport, and there's actually a plane on the runway. But we'll follow the M6, and then we'll see if we can spot Spaghetti Junction without crashing. Excuse me, guys. And what we could do is I could go to my mum and dad's house. Yeah, let's just follow this, get to Spaghetti Junction, and then we'll go and see if we can find my mum and dad's house. It's literally just around this area here. We are going to have to zoom in, I think, but so, just for the record, this tool... Hi Ian, welcome to the stream, mate. So this tool is, I think it worked out to be about £12, and I tell you, it's so much better than the built-in map, and it's obviously got more function as well, which is good. So while we're following that, we will go to weather. No, we won't. We'll go to airport. Airport. And then keep an eye on that M6, guys. EG. Oh, I'm missing the G. So the altimeter's the same. The winds are at 130, so the runway is actually runway 150, 15, runway 15. So let's get back onto the map and we'll zoom in a touch. There we go, that's good. So we're going to follow this. And then hopefully, we're almost going to the Birmingham city centre. And it'd be interesting to see what, if we can see anything like Spaghetti Junction or... Parts at EGGB. Oh right, oh yeah. We're on the same server, we'll be able to see, won't we, eh? Only Jims. Hey Jim, how you doing this fine chilly evening? I am good, Only Jims. It is very chilly though. So down there is almost Spaghetti Junction, I think. Or is it? Was it a bit further on? No, actually, that's Spaghetti Junction. Oh yeah, look at this bad boy. Check this out. So we're still down the M6, and then to get into Birmingham you've got to do a left. And then that'll take you into Birmingham, but check this out. And the other thing is as well, if you follow the M42, which is further up that way, you actually get to Cosford. But that's Spaghetti Junction, look at that. And then what you do is you do a left here, which will take you to the city centre. Look at that. They've done a good job on that. Beautiful. It looks a mess, but when you're actually driving it, as long as you get in the right lane, you're pretty much winning. Unfortunately, we look out to... Oh, 1 minute. Let me just twist the plane a little bit. Just a little bit. Right, can you see that down there? That's the Villa ground. I haven't got any add-ons though that gives you stadiums. So yeah, but that's the Villa ground, that is. The Blues ground is actually not too far away. It's normally, it's a bit closer to the city centre. It's normally in that general direction, but obviously I haven't got the stadiums, so I should really look for them and just add them individually. Right, we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit. This is sunny Birmingham. As I said, I was going to go over to my house, where my mum and dad live. That would be quite nice. And then we'll go and land at Birmingham, and I'll show you a couple of other little features. Let's find out where we are. So we need to head up towards Sutton Park. Actually, King's Standing is where I was, so we need to just head up to King's Standing. And this is better because we haven't got the sun glaring, which is nice. Oh, you don't want to get to Villa Park, mate. You come out in a rash. Wolves are bad, but Villa, oh man. Oh no. Oh, that's grim. Right, so we're kind of come up to King's Standing now in a minute. So what we'll do is we'll zoom in one more, and the road I'm looking for is that one, Huxley Lane. And this here, King's Standing Circle, we'll go over there. My wife used to live on Quesley Road, which was just down here. And yeah, so... And that place there, that's Alexandra Stadium, and when I was at school we used to go there and do sports day. say, look, you look too much at the map, and then you miss out on the views, you know. Miss out on the views. But we're heading there. So, College Road, King's Standing Road, that's that road there, so we should follow that. That'll take us all the way up to the King's Standing Circle. So, and I think I can see Sutton Park in the distance. So I'm just completely mistaken. Keep going. King's Standing Road, and that road I used to go on the bus and to get into town, get into Birmingham city centre. This is where it gets a bit weird now, because I think that's King's Standing Circle. As a matter of fact, 100% that's King's Standing Circles, because that's the bingo hall. And then you go up the hill, and then just here, my mum and dad's house was there. This is King George's Field. My aunt used to live down here. I used to play in them trees there. I don't know if you can see that. And I used to play football on these fields. And I used to play for a football team called Parklands, and they used to play on them football pitches there. This is a history of Jim here. History of Jim. Lots of farmy land up here. Yeah. So I've kind of ventured away now a little bit, but this is Dowbank Lane, I think. It's really good when you can fly over places and you just know where they are. So yeah, so that's that road just there. I can't get my mouse now, I've lost my mouse, but that road is my mum and dad's road, and they still live there. They still live there. And a little bit, that island, here we go, now we're talking. So that there is Asda, not that you can see that. And my wife, her mum and dad used to live just around about there. Just about there. Well, her mum and dad did, anyway. And then if I just carry on round a little bit, I'll show you something else. So this down here is a David Lloyd's gym. I used to go there. I used to walk all the way up here, and then if you just look on the corner in there, there's like a little island, and me and my mates used to hang around on that island. And then this big building just here is my old junior school. My old junior school, that was. Now this big green land this big green right in front of us is Sutton Park, and yeah, I'll tell you what, should we go to my secondary school, because that's just up the road as well. But I wish the mouse would just piss off. Right, let's get to the secondary school. So you saw my junior school, one of them. And let's see if we can find the... So that's Baker's Lane, that's where the chip shop is. Here we go, this big white building, that's my secondary school. And that yellow, like, piece of square is actually all weather pitches, like AstroTurf. Yeah. History, man. History. Right. So, to get back into Birmingham, we can go to... Let's try and zoom out. Maybe try and follow the Queslit Road into Birmingham, but excuse me. Queslit Road, Walsall Road into Brom. Maybe. I wish I knew where the airport was. Well, the airport's more towards that way. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. I mean, rather than going down there, we could literally just go south and oh, there's my school again. We'll just head towards the buildings, because the big buildings is where the Birmingham city centre is. So we'll head towards the city centre, and then we'll go to go and land at Birmingham. I did see you actually, Ian. I saw you flying the dash. I couldn't watch you though because I was in the middle of excuse me. I was in the middle of having tea. I was flicking through because I had a notification come up, and I was like, oh damn it! And I was in the middle of cooking and having tea. And then obviously straight after that I had to do a bit of family time, chill out, watch a bit of television. So what I like about the map being in the sim, obviously if you're not in VR it might be a little less handy, but in VR it's just absolutely brilliant because you haven't got a secondary monitor to put a map on so you can see where you're going in terms of like a Bing map. So to have it actually in front of you, it's a bit like having a LittleNavMap but built in to the actual sim, you know, so it's really really good. And you can resize it, so I like it pretty big, but you can resize it. You can have it suit tracks you're playing, which I'll do now. So our altimeter's always, I've already checked the altimeter. The runway though is 1.5, so we will go pretty much almost straight in. Oh no, there you go. There's the Villa ground. Oh, look at that. Disgusting. Oh, disgusting. That's where you get your rash. If you go there, you come out with a rash. That's as simple as it is. Right, so there's Birmingham City Centre. I wonder if we can see. They didn't. I don't think they didn't model Birmingham City Football Club. They only did Villa. So I don't think I have got an add-on that had Birmingham City Football Club, but I don't think Azobo modelled it officially, so I don't think I've got anything in there. Trying to think where it would be. It's normally, I think it could just be that over there, but because there's no stadium, I think we actually went over it, and I think that was probably Birmingham. If I go to Birmingham, I'll know because of, as a matter of fact, I know that's Birmingham City. So that one there is Birmingham City, but it's got no stadium on it, unfortunately. Because I know that because this park here is called Garrison Lane, I'm sure. Is that Garrison Lane Park? No, it's not Garrison Lane Park. I was thinking that would be. Yeah, no, I tell a lie. That is Garrison Lane. No, that's not Garrison Lane. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a bit. I'm losing my bearings a little bit. I honestly don't think that is Birmingham City. No, it is. It looks exactly like Birmingham City, but I can't figure out. I can't figure out because my granddad lives just like 2 seconds away, you know. So let me just do a little lap. I just want to have a look at something. So that's Birmingham. The car park's at the back. That looks like Garrison Lane Park, but my granddad lives on off an island. See if he went. I wish they'd moved the mouse and stopped letting follow my head. So if I get down the road. I don't remember a bridge, you know. No, actually, that's Garrison Lane, not that one over there. That's it. That's Garrison Lane Park. And you cut through there, and then you get to that island there. And my granddad, you see them little rows of. I'll see if I can get the mouse to see them rows of houses there, right? That little row of houses is where my granddad lives. So I went up, flown over my house, my mum and dad's house, my wife's mum and dad's house, my school, and now I've flown over my granddad's house, which is just down there. And he backs onto the canal. Yeah, so that's Garrison Lane Park, and then we used to walk up there to get to the Blues, and that's the Blues, but unfortunately there's no stadium there. Oh well, there we go. Right then, let's go find Birmingham Airport. It flew from... Oh, whoa. The reason I jumped into a queue was looking at the flight radar this afternoon to try and find a flight I can do. Okay. Oh, nice. That's a good little route. That's a nice little route. Right, so currently we're going down the Coventry Road. And my granddad likes to go down the Coventry Road, and he puts his he has a little dabble on the bet. Puts his lottery on and finds a shop. Goes to the shop. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Yep. So we're currently just tracking the Coventry Road, which, believe it or not, goes to Coventry. But before it gets to Coventry, it is the wonderful Birmingham Airport, which is just that there. So we need to start just slowing down a touch, because we're going to go straight in on runway 15 because of the winds. So keep turning because we're not quite on base yet. We're going to drop some flaps and find the buttons. Just do all the flaps, mixture's full. That's it, we'll just keep going up there. Let's start descending a little bit. Over where Peaky Blinders was. Small Heath. Small Heath's a bit further north, I think. Sorry about the coughing, by the way. I've not been very well, and I had a cold. And today, actually, I've had my booster jab, so I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to be fine. But most people haven't been affected by it, so I'm hoping that I'm on most people. So we are very high, but we should be able to drop that altitude pretty quickly in this, because we're only going quite slow. And I'm actually using my fulcrum yoke because I'm in the 152, which is nice. Now let me just hide that for a minute. There we go. Very high. Right, so at least there's no one on the runway. There was a plane on the runway just. That has now disconnected, and I think sometimes that can be, when you're not on VATSIM, that can be a bit of an immersion killer. Is when someone's parked right on the end of the runway and they're not moving because they're testing stuff, and all they've done is they've just gone, I want to start at Birmingham, for instance, and it instantly puts you on the runway, and obviously that's not what you want, but there we go. Lovely jubbly. And I know the VR stream isn't for everybody, and I understand it, but I'll tell you something, once you've flown in VR, there's just no going back. You know, like, I'm literally in the plane. You get a feel for speed, you get a feel for direction. It's so cool. Sorry guys, that was a good one. I think I'm going to have a drink after I've crashed this plane. It feels like we're going to stop in this 152 compared to, like, say, like the Hawk. Come on. There we go. Right. Maps up. And the good thing about it being you go quite slow in the 152 is the fact that when you hit the ground, you're not wrestling with the rudder pedals. You know, it's almost like you've gone slow enough so that it does the fine minor adjustments. Now we need to go to the right, not to the left, because the right is where the GA stuff is, and the left is where the gates are. So the gates are over there. That's where Ian will be somewhere. Probably not on the same server, but I'm just going to start pushing brakes a little bit just to roll off to the right now. Nice. Do need to lean the mixture out, touch. Oh no, it's happening. Do apologise for the coughing, guys. Right, so what we needed to do actually is turn that off, turn that on. Let's see what I'm doing here. There we go. They used to be able to hide the yoke. I can't seem to click the yoke anymore, which is strange. It's not that, is it? Can't seem to do that anymore, which is weird. Anyway. Are you in P3D? Ah, yeah, of course there isn't a bloody dash, is there? Not yet. Not yet. Or is there? Ah, but if he was on VATSIM, I could see you, couldn't I? If I was on VATSIM at the same time. I mean, I'm not going to do that because it's been a long time since I've been on VATSIM. And I've definitely never been on VATSIM in VR. I mean, that would be pretty cool, to be fair. There's a man over there, and he's probably going to want to wave me in, but I'm just going to head over that way. Is he going to wave me in? Yeah, he's waving me in. He's got his robot arms. Stop, stop, stop. Right, that's good. So what we'll do is we'll put the old parking brake on. Turn the taxi light off if I can get that right. Oh, bloody hell, I don't know what's going on with the mouse today. Cool. Nice. We'll kill this for a minute. Say we'll kill it, and it's not killed it. There we go. And then we'll turn that off. And then that happens, so we'll continue. So I want to show you some other bits and bobs. Oh, where is... Oh, I just hit my head off the bloody microphone. That's the only thing with VR, because you're looking around a cockpit and you've got a microphone here. Oh man. Right, let's flick this thing back on. I want to show you one more thing if I can. Is it there? Where has it gone? Do you have to have... 1 minute. Oh, it's gone. I've lost it. I think it's because it must have loaded. 1 minute. Oh, so you have to have the battery on. I'm not sure. Let me just make this a bit bigger for you guys as well, because if I turn the battery off... Oh. I don't know what went there. Now I've made it huge because I want to show you a bit. Oh, there's a plane out there. That's nice. Right. So in here you've obviously got the map. Now we've gone through a few of these. We've gone map, airport, weather, and they're really useful. And I like weather because it gives you where you are right now, like it gives you the nearest meta, but also it tells you what it is around your aircraft in the sim. So it's quite useful. What you can do as well is there's a PDF viewer. Now I've not tried this because I haven't got any PDFs, but you can see like the functions here. But what you can do is you can import. You can download a document there, but the viewer, there's a folder on your PC, and if you whack in the PDF, you can basically open that as a viewer, which is pretty cool. So you can have like charts and stuff. It's not integrated with nav data or anything like that, whatever it's called, Navigraph or whatever. But you can download the PDFs and stick them in your folder, and you've got them in there then, which is pretty cool. And then into the settings. Now the settings, you've got the V, which is what I use, and that's going to be the opening and closing this window. And then you've got the stopwatch, so you can start and stop stopwatch, and then you've got the reset the stopwatch. I mean, I don't really use the stopwatch, but I'd use this. Then you've got some visual, so use high contrast buttons on the map. Now I've not looked at that. I don't know what that means. Should we have a look? Apply. It's applied. It's on the buttons. Okay. Sure what difference that made, but should we have a look again? I think they were blue last time, weren't they? I think. Oh, it's because they're so they're just a different colour, but I'm not too bothered. Nav data, you can do this. So what with the map? Obviously, it's got all the airports on there, and if you hover over them or click them, I don't know. Yeah, you click them. No, you hover over them. Sorry, it gives you some information like tower, ATIS, altitude, and runways, which is quite useful if you just want to have a skim over and go, where can I land? That's quite useful. But that gets loaded in from the sim, so that's where you would normally press update nav data. PDFs, that's just the quality, the render quality. API keys. Oh yes, this is for your Bing maps and your weather, and then you can reset. Which I don't want to reset the pad, but yeah. So it's really good. I really enjoy it. I don't know why that's still up there for, but there we go. And obviously you can zoom right in to find out where you're going and stuff. But yeah, so it's useful. It's useful. So I'm just going to have a look at the time. Yeah, I think I'm going to call. Could go for another flight, I suppose. I could go from Birmingham to Coventry, maybe. Could do. Let's create a plan. So this is another, once again, a great feature, because you don't have to go, oh, I want to mess around with whoops. I don't know what. I don't actually know. Airport name Coventry. Can we do a search on Coventry? So, yep, there we go. EGBE. Look at that. Boom. That's brilliant. Says arrival. Go to the old mappage. Now I'm going to make this smaller because it's bloody huge. And we want to zoom out a touch. Drop that down here somewhere like that. That'll do. Right, and we know that runway 15 was the one. Now I had issues with the V button, didn't I? It seemed to work now. Yeah, let's just do a quick flight. Just because I haven't flown for a little while, and oh, just throwing my keyboard across the room as well, which isn't helpful. Right, so batteries on. Come on, battery. There we go. You can actually cheating a little bit, but nav. Right. Fuel quantity. We've got enough fuel. We've got enough fuel there. We don't need to in this plane, but immersion and all that. So, yeah, let's rock and roll. Parking brake off. Put that man's head off because he does my heading. Right. So that windsock is saying I should be. Yeah, it is. It's 15. So I'm gonna pop out of here. I'm hoping that's not the runway, but I think it will be. You know, I think that is the runway, isn't it? That is the runway. So how do I get from here to runway 15? Go down the runway? I don't want to go down the runway, do I? Oh. Well, we're just going to head into here. And we've got enough room to take off, actually, I think. So let's just stop here for a second. Strobes. Landing lights. That's all good. Mixture 4. We'll do flaps 1. Check on the 15. There's probably someone coming in on that way, but that isn't the way we wanted to be going. If they actually knew how to fly, or well, how to choose the correct runway. I am going to turn and take off from going up that way, but only because I know that this plane can do it, so we're there. Just watch that speed. Get up to about 50, 60, start pulling back. There we go. What's up? See you later, Birmingham. Just gonna try and find my map again. So we'll just follow this lovely blue line because I don't really know how to get from Birmingham to Coventry apart from the Coventry Road, which is probably where it will probably take me anyway. But we'll just use it as a bit of a sat nav, look, a bit of a Garmin, bit of a GNS action. So how was the flight then, Ian? Was it good? I've got the fly-by-wire A320 for FS, and I never fly it. I keep meaning to do a flight, but I wouldn't do it on stream. I don't think. I like the VFR kind of small single props, you know. I don't know what that's probably another quarry or something down there. I actually said I was going to have a drink, didn't I? But there we go. That's better. It's kind of shifted a little bit. Ah, good. Four Oaks. Oh my god. Zoom out a little bit. Go. 1,500 feet, just over. It was 2,000. Funny enough, 2,000 feet, I think it was either 2,000 or 2,500 was the height I went to when I flew the 172. And funny enough, that was from Coventry as well, so I haven't got scenery from Coventry, which is a shame. I'd love it if Orbex did a Coventry. Actually, there was a Coventry scenery in the works. I might Google that after I finish this stream. There was a Coventry scenery being built, and because I actually flew from Coventry, you know, it meant quite a lot to me that I wanted to have quite a realistic place. It's a bit like East Midlands. I've got the Orbex East Midlands, and simply because I live right by it and it's my local. It'd be good to have Birmingham, but I don't go in and out of Birmingham too often. It's more East Midlands. I like East Midlands. So off we pop. Kind of level off here, about 2,000. So we'll just pull back the throttle a little bit, just so we're not over speeding. Trim the aircraft a touch. I do wonder, do these actually fall down now? No. No. Well, at least I don't do in VR anyway. I haven't, unless I haven't found the click spot. But so I think, I'm not 100% sure. I think that's Coventry just there. Coventry Airport. Coventry itself is pretty much all of this, all of that out there. And my wife, she went to Coventry Uni, so somewhere in there is Coventry University, and that's where she went. So yes, that's Coventry Airfield. Now I'm not going to land straight away. I want to kind of go, I think, over that way, because let me just double check. It might be on the map. There might be some. I'm not zoomed in enough. Interesting thing is, here we go. Draco Water. That's where we want to go. Right. So let's just head that way. So there's Coventry. We're probably going straight through the the flight path of landing and taking off planes, whatever. No one's down there at the minute. So we'll just head straight down the middle. So yeah, so we took off actually from the runway coming towards us in the 172, and then we did a left and we climbed pretty much where I'm going right now, but it's a little bit faster because obviously it was in the 172. Hoping once we get past this we'll see our little plane on the map, but at the minute got no plane. I do want to just go for the left. So, where's the water? There's the water. There's the water. I think that's it over there. So, because it was all visual pretty much when we was up, and the sun was going down, which was nice. Definitely brings back memories. So the sun was going down, it was cloudy, there wasn't any rain where we were, but literally in the distance down that way, you could see rain clouds, and where the rain was falling, and it was so cool. And then there was like, the sun was going down over that side, which is pretty much about right at the moment. I'm trying to shake my head as much, getting excited. Right, so is everyone prepared for Christmas? Is everyone ready for Christmas? I'm ready for Christmas. We've done almost all the wrapping already. Now, what the deal is, I'm gonna go over this water, and then we're gonna head back down to Coventry. But before we get there, I'm gonna figure out what the altimeter is, and I'm gonna figure out what runway we need to land on, using this lovely pad. So we can probably do that now because we're quite close. I've resized it a little bit too much, so you kind of lose your buttons a little bit. Right, so airport. Now I could just press weather, but so this is EG. Is it BM? Could be. Well, I've cocked that up, haven't I? Look at this. I've resized it a little bit too small. So you do lose some of the buttons, which is a bit mad. But yeah, I don't even know if that is Coventry. Is that Coventry? No, it's not EGBM, is it? What I might have to do is go back onto my flight plan page, because I created a flight plan, didn't I? So let's look at that. EGBE, sorry. EGBE. GBE. Enter. There we go. So, runway is 23. We don't have any weather, which is weird, but what we can, oh no we do, sorry we do. There's no meta available here, so this is a good example actually. So we'll probably use Birmingham's ATIS if we was flying this in real life or whatever, but instead, unless this has got ATIS now, so it's not giving you weather, but it gives you the 23 and a 05, right? And what we can do now, instead, we can just go on weather. And then what that'll do is the nearest meta, it'll give you that. And then the wind is at 130, and I've completely cocked up. 13, so what's closer? Is it 05? 13's up here, so probably. Oh, that's smack bang in the bloody middle, isn't it? So 13's there, 05 is there. I'm going to go for 05 because it's just the closest, isn't it? I think. So this is Draycott water. This is where it goes a bit funny. So when it loads the map, I don't know if it's just my computer and my setup, because it's not. It's getting on a bit now. It's not the most. Let's zoom out a touch. Right, so this neck of the woods by Draycott water. There we go. So actually over Draycott, and I think it's kind of, I think the plane's probably froze a bit. So this is what happened before. It kind of had a bit of a fit and was like, oh, I don't like that. And I'm not sure how we can get that back. I think you have to click that. Or maybe not. So, because I'm turning at the minute and that isn't turning, so it's kind of, it has lost its way a little bit. Oh, there we go. So now it's, and I think the reason why that is because of Sim Connect. I think because it uses Sim Connect, there's like a delay there or something. We need to find Coventry Airport again, which is pretty easy when you've got a map, look, because you can just go, I think it's down there, so we'll go straight on up, find London Road, and we'll follow the London Road all the way in, pretty much. But this is actually, funny enough, this is actually the route where the guy, my instructor, told me where to fly. So he says, oh, head that way over by that settlement. So I kind of went over this way. And then as I got close, he went, okay, now you go to the left, head more to the left, and then you'll be able to see Coventry. Head towards Coventry and then land. I mean, I didn't land, but he says, start of descent and turn onto the final approach. And then he landed, but which is a shame because I'd love to have done that. But so that's London Road right there down the bottom. So we're just gonna head on in to London Road. And I think we can't go directly to London Road because that leads us to an island that is right on the bottom of the runway. So we don't want to be following it directly over the top. We kind of want to head out towards the right a little bit. And I think I can see the airport anyway. Yeah, I can see the airport anyway, so I'm going to follow that through now. Start slowing down a touch. Descending. What we'll do as well is we'll just get her to follow the plane. Yeah, so there's the airport. So mixture's full. We do have to actually land. We've got a quarter of a tank left, so it's probably best that we do land. Loads of fuel. I think we started off with like half a tank, I'm sure we did. Now I wanted to fly something different tonight which didn't have a GNS system, just so we can kind of utilise the map a bit more. So yeah, so that's good. So Coventry's just there. Sorry for the whipping of the head there. I'm going to just start dropping flaps now. Momentum. Zoom out a little bit. So just as we come over here, we're going to start our turn, and just before the end of the runway, you'll see the island. And I actually flew over that island. It was strange. It was such a strange feeling. Such a strange feeling. That's a question I wanted to ask you, Ian, if you're still on board. Have you flown a plane before? Have you done any kind of flying? I don't think I've ever asked that question. I don't think I've ever asked you that question. So, we'll head this way. We've got 2 whites and 2 reds on the Pappy. Oh, mate, you need to do it. I know it's quite a lot of money just to have a search for. Don't search for an experience because they're crap. Search for a trial lesson, right? And they literally teach. They literally use it as your first flying lesson, and if you say that you're into simulator, don't be frightened to say that you're into simulators and stuff, because they actually value that. You know, I went to this one at Coventry, and when I says that I was into simulator, they was asking me all what simulator, what add-ons, and then when I explained all the hardware and everything and all the add-ons and stuff, they actually pointed to a simulator rig that had the same. Oh, hello. Had the same add-ons and simulator. So I was just like, yep, that's good. And because I went at the end of the day, they let me do a lot more. But I 100% recommend it. 100%, mate. It's well worth the money. It's such a, like, I've flown in jets and I've been going on holiday and stuff, and you kind of get that sense of height and that. But in a GA plane, like a single prop 152 or 172, it's so much different. It's slower. Oh, bit bouncy there. Sorry, guys. Right, flaps up. Just slow this down a touch. But no, it's one of the. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, what got me was, see, I want to go to the right. So this is where I want an add-on airport. I know it's got a cross, but we're going to go down there. This is why I want an add-on airport for Coventry, because all these buildings are crap. And actually, over there is where I started, and they're not big buildings. It's actually like a little cafe, and there's all fences and stuff around here, and yeah, it's weird. It's a strange one, but I'm gonna go and just dump it. So you can't even. Can I taxi down there? So you can't even taxi without going on the grass because there's nowhere to taxi. Strange. I'm gonna Google that company. I remember someone was making a Coventry airport for FS. Oh man, you need to get in control, dude. You need to get in control. You'd love it. Absolutely love it. This is where we're going to stop. And because we can't see absolutely diddly squat because of the map, we're going to do that. Parking brake on. Should have turned all these things off before, but I didn't, so that's that. Hey ho, hey ho. Right. Stop the engine. I was amazed by the size of the plane. So like, you know, when I look in VR, it's completely different to what you guys can probably see. But when I look to the side of me, you know, the door is literally there, like really tight. And when I was in the 172, that's what I kind of took out. So I sat in the back, and in the back, literally the sides of the planes were literally on the sides of my arms. It was like, because it obviously tapers, but yeah, it was the size that got me. I was like, it's really small. And I loved it, but yeah, it was small. Come on, there we go. Oh, another pop up. Bloody hell! I wish I could disable that. Oh, and it does all weird stuff when it comes back into the sim. It's horrible. Well, there we go. Now I've got to take a screenshot, so I'm going to go into 2D mode, take all this off, and then call it a night. But I've got to do a screenshot. So I can pop that down there. Ooh, right. Where am I? Where am I? There we go. I'm just going to drop my VR headset somewhere temporarily. Oh man, you get so hot in VR though. You do get so hot, but it's good. Let me just flick this over. There we go. So this is what it looks like in this view, you know. So in pancake mode, as we like to call it. And as you say, and it's really good. I mean, it doesn't stutter when I move it. You can zoom in and out with the mouse. You know, so you've got like a really long flight, but it really is good for the VFR kind of style. And then you've got all like your buttons there. So yeah, so it is really a really good tool, and for the price, I mean, it literally is like almost probably about 12 quid, I think. So yeah, and as I say, up here you've got this, and that's just like how you can do that. But you can also do it with a shortcut, with the V shortcut. Once you've opened it, when you press V, it hides it and displays it. But yeah, that's that. I've got to do a screenshot, so let's just get outside the plane, and what we'll do is what does that look good? I think that looks okay. I think we'll be good on that. I think we're good on that. I've just dropped one of my cables that I need to sort out. Just copy this. All right. Super duper. So there we go. So yeah. So thanks for joining, everyone. I'm gonna call it an evening, and you guys take care and have fun. And I'll see you. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming next week. It depends how busy I am, and if I'm in the house or not. But if I do, I'll post on my Discord, and we'll take it from there. More than likely, I'll be flying. I don't know what I'll be flying, but I'll be flying, and I'll probably use the Sky4Sim again. It's a really good tool. So yeah. No, cheers for joining in. I know the VR does do your head in a little bit, mate. And but as I say, once you've kind of flown in VR with good quality, because some VRs are crap. And when I first did it, it was horrible. It was horrendous. Like, you couldn't even make out the cockpit. And but the one that I use is quite decent. And once you've done it, the immersion's just stupid. So you can't go back to looking at a screen. And funny enough, I have flown using the screen since doing VR, and I literally can't land anymore because you don't get the sense of speed or angle. It is completely different. It's weird. It is weird. But no, appreciate you dropping by, mate. So you stay safe, and everyone have a great Christmas. If I don't speak to you next week, have a great New Year, and catch you in a bit. See y'all.